Next guest is living proof of the power of positive thinking. When Eileen Kaplan was diagnosed with breast cancer, she not only chose to have a bilateral mastectomy, but she also chose to laugh and use humor to get her through the tough times. In her book, Laughter is the Breast Medicine, Eileen shares her healing adventure filled with irony and absurdity. Eileen is an advocate for women's health, and she joins us now on Connecticut Style. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you for bringing a little bit of laughter to this subject.
Oh, well, you know, it's a tough subject.
Yeah.
You can cry, you can laugh. I've done both. And I brought the humor that's in me out in the book.
You did. Let's talk a little bit about your journey. When were you first diagnosed with breast cancer?
I diagnosed myself in the shower while I was soaping up and checking my breasts. And when I was coming up the right side, I just knew it was a tumor. There was no doubt in my mind. So I called my girls in Boston. I happened to be with a gyno in Boston at the time. It's a long story. And they said, well, have your primary care physician check you so you don't have to run to Boston right away.
Okay.
So I called my primary care physician's office, and they said, well, you know, you're going to be in next week to have your regular checkup. We'll have the doctor check you then. I said, not.
You didn't want to wait?
No.
Okay.
I called Boston back. I was there the next morning, mammogrammed and ultrasound. And so from there on, I was in Boston, and I was referred to a breast cancer surgeon at Dana-Farber Cancer Center, Cancer Institute.
And the situation actually got a little worse, though.
Well, yes, it does. Yeah, you know, you go through all the stuff. You go through lumpectomy, and you think it's out, and you go through chemo and radiation, and a lot of humor with it, but a lot of pain. It's not an easy thing. And so I just was resting and was laying on the bed and during my radiation therapy, and I found a tumor on the left breast. So I called Boston, and my breast cancer surgeon said, come right in. And we had a long talk, a very long talk about conservation and mastectomy. And because of all of the characteristics of my tumors, my decision was to have, not conserve a body part, was to conserve my emotions and my brain, because I just didn't want to wake up every day and wonder where the next tumor was coming, because I had 2 within 5 months. So I decided for bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction. But
at first, though, and then you had changed your mind.
I had the expanders removed because I was having a lot of discomfort from them, and I said, oh, I'll just go sleek and dented for the rest of my life.
Oh, all right. Well, let's just talk about why you wrote the book.
Actually, my team at Dana said that I really drove them crazy for a year and a half.
Okay.
I was making everybody smile, and with all of the crazy innuendos and things that I did. And they said, Eileen, my breast cancer surgeon said, you really should have put it in writing. So
and the rest is history at that point, huh?
The rest is history. The name of the book came out in the shower, and the first line of the book came out in the shower. And then I had the base, so I started with when my breasts were growing, and I ended the book when my breasts were removed. So that was, I had no problem writing the book, and it wasn't catharsis because I had already been through all of that. But I was hoping that the inspirational humor that I used with each thing that I went through would be able to help somebody get over their bump in the road.
Tell us a little bit about some of the anecdotes of the book. I know I was thumbing through it. You referred to one of your doctors who really was not that sympathetic as a junior King Tut. What was he like? He just seemed cold right off the bat.
Well, that was the morning after my surgery, and I really couldn't name him or anything. But at 6 o'clock in the morning, all the lights went on in my room, and I was morphined up. I was morphed. There were tubes, there were drains, it was everything that was there. And I didn't have my glasses on, and all I saw were white blurs at the foot of my bed. And he said, Mrs. Kaplan, he said, we're going to get you up and out of here by the end of the day. And if I hadn't been morphed, I probably would have been more rude, but I said, I really don't think so. And they laughed. I said, go away.
That was it.
go away. And I told my breast cancer surgeon when he came in to see me later in the day not to allow him back in my room again.
There you go.
He needed patient care 101.
Empathy, right?
Yep, yep.
And then what do you want people to take away from the book when they read it?
I want them to take away from the book that I know that cancer is an ugly thing. I mean, I've been through it. I've been there. I've met hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women who have been through it and are surviving. I think the number now is 3 million survivors we have of breast cancer, but we're still losing them, big numbers every year. But I want them to take away from the book that you have a choice, and it's not to say that you have to be silly and ha-ha and laughing and look for all of these silly things that I looked for, but it does help you approach each thing that you're dealing with a little bit easier. You know, I cried. I mean, I'm only human.
Right, but at least people can have your book as a resource now and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And your book is available pretty much everywhere?
Well, you can get it through me, laughteristhebreastmedicine.com. It's at the Smilo gift shop and at Yale. It's at Hospital of St. Raphael. It's there. And
I'm sure we could Google and find it too,
you can
right?
Google Laughter is the Breast Medicine, and you'll find the list of where the book is.
Very good.
Soon to be on Amazon and Kindle and all
it's
those.
going to be everywhere. Very readily available.
Yes.
All right, Eileen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.